Really recognized by your peers, it makes you have a lot of pride among anything that you earn it like that. When the people that you work with every day recognize you as a person, they feel the recipient of the Scout of the Year, and they're the one that did the choosing, it makes you feel good that they chose me. And for me, it's just come from hard work and doing what you know is right. And the Braves being a wonderful organization, and they've been just tremendous and supporting the things that I'm doing, our Scouts and our whole organization as a whole. And my family and my wife and son has been with me the whole time. And it hadn't been, you know, ups and downs are there, but it's been a lot more ups than downs. And I'm just glad to be able to share this with my wife and son and the Braves organization, because they have really been tremendous in being there for us in all of these endeavors. And this being the first anniversary of Mr. Henry Aaron's death, it makes me even more thankful for that, because he's the one that put a stamp on a lot of things in the Braves organization, such as giving Ralph Gore his job, Brian Snitker his job. Those are the things that make you feel proud. And then Dusty Baker, whom we played against in the World Series, is a tremendous human being, was raised by the Braves also. So it really makes me feel good inside when you see all the success, and Mr. Snitker even have a son on Dusty Baker's staff. So Henry Aaron has put his finger and footprints on everything here with the Braves. And the Brave organization, such as all the wonderful people that works in the Braves organization, I have to take my hat off to them, as far as Mr. Tiller, Mr. McGurk, and our general manager, Mr. Anthony Mentopoulos, and Dixie Keller, all the wonderful people that makes up the Braves organization to make them what we are today. And I'm just so glad to represent the Braves at the Scout of the Year, and it makes me feel good all over.
Wonderful. To me, I am grateful to be able to see at this point what all of his hard work that he has done over the course of the years as the Scout. I do know about the player he was, but as a Scout, you know, 40 years, he has worked very, very hard, and so I'm very happy that he's getting honored tonight.
And as far as I know, you know, I've been around baseball my whole life. You know, I watched my father play, watched him scout, and I followed in his footsteps, and he's been an inspiration. He's been a good guideline to go about as I've, you know, tried to navigate these ways of, you know, living and working and enjoying the game of baseball, but also making a living doing the game of baseball. And I'm just so thankful that, you know, when we have honors like this, and my father's recognized for not only who I know he is, but who he is to so many other people, you know, baseball and outside. I feel honored to be his son, and I'm glad that I'm here to support him and just, you know, be happy for him having a day where, you know, it seems like all the hard work, going away from home, being away from home, trying to sign guys, doing what he can to provide, you know, it's all coming to a head here, and he's getting his due, in my opinion.
Well, anytime you get recognized by your peers, it's a tremendous honor. I think there's no greater honor than to be recognized and voted in any award by your peers, for sure. And that's, to me, very humbling, especially considering the people and the names that have been recognized here in the past. Really some scouting legends in our industry, and it's, you know, really exciting, and you know, it's made all the hard work and all the travel definitely worthwhile getting recognized today. Well, as far as people have helped me get here, there's a lot. You know, I started out with the Florida Marlins, and I had some people that opened the door for me into professional baseball in that organization. Gary Hughes, Al Avila, Orrin Freeman, Jim Hendry, to name a few. Those guys were instrumental in getting me on my path into professional baseball and working as a scout. And along the way, really, with the clubs I've worked, Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer, who's my current boss, and just been fortunate to have worked under some great people, and both early in my career and now. It's definitely something I share with them.
Okay, so we're here at the Scout of the Year ceremony, and we are on TV for my dad, Louis Ohawa, honoring because he got Scout of the Year, and now taking over my sister Olivia.
Talked about it.
Congratulations, Bobby, for being the best Scout of the Year in the Chicago Cubs. And I love you, and I hope that you do good as a Scout of the Year. Bobby, I treasure every practice we've had in the past together, and I've just loved every second of it.
Babe, we love you so much, and we're so proud of you. We're so happy that we were able to be here with you and to celebrate with you. You are amazing, and we love you for everything that you do for our family, and yeah, we love you. Thank you.
Brookie, hey, congratulations. Sorry you couldn't be here, but it's exciting to be here on your behalf. We definitely miss you, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, Brookie, congratulations. Really proud to be here on your behalf, like Nick said. Thanks for everything you've done, not only for our department, but for me individually. And the good part about you not being here is that it allows us to beat you up a little bit more without you being here. So again, congratulations. Super pumped for you.
Jeff, just want to echo the sentiments of Nick and Brad here. Congratulations. It's a really well-deserved award. Obviously, we wish you could be here in person. You've been a tremendous mentor and teammate to all of us. Really helped us all out in our own careers. I'm glad you're getting recognized in this way by the whole scouting community.
Right. And then one last thing. So, if Jeff were here, what would be the one thing he wouldn't want you to say about one little anecdote that you wouldn't want to say, he wouldn't want you to tell? A group that you're going to tell anybody here.
Is this so that we will say it? Yeah, he wouldn't want us to talk about how he matches his shoes and shoelaces and socks, and he has to check a bag for a 3-day trip to Florida for Jupiter. But he's our best dressed amateur scout for sure.
He's a peacock. You always know when Brookie's there. It's the brightest, boldest, loudest colors in the room, but it's part of what makes him unique and makes him special.
See you, dude.
He dropped the dude.
Louis, first and foremost, we want to welcome you to the Scouts Foundation Hall of Fame, the international portion of it. Me and Sal want to give you a toast. We got a lot of stories to say about you. Remember the one in Moncton, Canada, in the elevator? I want to tell you, you're married now, so I can't go into details what happened in the elevator, but we congratulate you. You're a fabulous scout. You signed a lot of big leaguers, and you're always competition when you're on the field. And I know Sal feels the same way. I'll let him say what he has to say, and hopefully there'll be some censored words coming out of his mouth.
Louis, the first thing I want to say is congratulations. It's great to have you in our club. I don't want to talk about all the massages we got in Latin America a couple of years ago. We're not allowed to say that, but we will anyway. But all kidding aside, it was a great night. I'm so happy to be here. Me and Johnny love you, and you deserve it. You are competition, and hopefully you'll take a couple days off so me and Johnny can sign some good players. God bless.
Hello, everybody. Joey Davis with the Atlanta Braves. We're here in Las Vegas for the Scouts banquet, Hall of Fame banquet, and great honor to see my friend Ricky Schrader's here with me. And want a big shout out to Ralph Garr, a Hall of Fame scout, but more importantly, a Hall of Fame person, and so happy to be here. I'll always remember when I first got hired from the Braves, Ralph was my first phone call welcoming me to the Braves family. So a big shout out to Ralph Garr. Good seeing Ricky.
Yeah, this is Rick Schrader, as Joey just said, and I just wanted to say that I was an honoree several years back, and one honor that was it will never be duplicated again. The time I spent with the people that were here, the celebration, and so I'll come every year to this if I can. And there was a couple of guys today that I didn't ever really meet personally, I knew of. That's the beauty thing about scouting. It's beautiful. There's people all over this country, in different parts of the country, that do the same thing we all do. We're all trying to do our best. And the young men and old men today that got this award, they well deserved. And I should know because I was just lucky enough to get one myself. So thanks to Roberta and all the people that put this together. It's a wonderful event, and I hope I never miss one. And I hope they keep doing it because scouts need an award like this. Thanks.
Hey, as a past recipient, it's an honor to be able to come here and see the new guys that are getting their awards. The respect I have for Roberta and what she did for myself and my wife when we won the award was tremendous. And it's just one of those things that I think as a past recipient that you should be here and you should support the organization and all the guys that are winning. It's really special to see a guy like Ralph Garr, who's been doing this forever, played with Hank Aaron, was a great major league player, get an award, makes you think, I should have probably got his award well before I got my award. And the idea that we have a major league owner here this year, Tom Ricketts, shows really a great idea of what the value of a guy like him thinks of scouts. And it's really proud to be part of this situation and this organization. And I hope it just keeps going. We help Roberta. It's a fun deal. And thanks again for everybody that came, and I loved it here.
Hey Louie, congrats on winning International Scout of the Year. I can't imagine anyone ever deserving that award more than you deserve. And I just want to congratulate you and your beautiful family. And I want you to know that not only are you an important part of our organization, you're really an important part of my life. God bless you and congratulations.
My name is Larry Fleet. I'm with the Philadelphia Phillies, and I just wanted to say congratulations to Louie Ohawa and all the candidates that went tonight, and a special heartfelt for Pablo Peguero, who was a friend for many years in the Dominican Republic. We've all run around together for a long time internationally, and actually this was a really fun night tonight to see a lot of friends in the scouting world that sometimes we just don't get a chance to see very often, and remember some of the guys that touched us and made us all better people who are no longer with us tonight. And in specific, there were many, but I'd like to mention something for Gary Hughes. His son Sam Hughes was here tonight, and you can go on and on and on and talk about how special tonight was. But I just want to say thanks to Roberta for putting this on and having us all part of it and getting us back together, and look forward to maybe the upcoming year that we can all get back together and do this like we normally do it. So thank you and congratulations to all the recipients.
All right, Dan Jennings here with the Washington Nationals, and I just want to congratulate the winners of the 2021 Scout of the Year. Been a tremendous evening. I think everyone who had the opportunity to come in and get back on our program and come together as a group after 2 years of battling some adverse conditions with COVID, it's been a very special night. And I tip my hat to Roberta Mazur and her board of directors for a tremendous job and a relentless effort to put this together and make it happen. And even had the privilege of having a major league owner with us tonight. So just a fun evening, and I think a great time had by all. So again, congratulations to all recipients, and looking forward to a great 2022 baseball season. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the 37th Scout of the Year reception. We're glad that you're all here with us tonight to celebrate, and we appreciate your attendance. Tonight we have 3 of the 5 recipients. Well, we only have 2 of them, but we're anyhow. we have Ralph Garr from the World Championship. We have the Figueroa family here in honor of the 2020 International Scout. Louis and his family, and I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. And Jesse Flores is the Pittsburgh Pirates recipient of the West Coast, and he'll be honored next year at the, unfortunately he was sick, and he'll be honored next year at the winter meetings. And we have Jeff Brookins from Cincinnati Reds, and he received his ring in the mail the other day, and he was very happy. But we do have representation from the Cincinnati Reds here this evening. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dan Jennings, better known as DJ, and some of us know him as Pecan. Anyhow, the man from the South, here's your guy, Dan Jennings.
Thank you, Roberta, and thank you for everyone for making the effort to attend this. I can't tell you how we've all, at the winter meetings, this really is the most special event of the entire winter meetings. And when you stand up and you look out at the room and there's easily 300 or 400 plus people. And last year, due to the circumstances that we were all faced with, there was no winter meetings, and so therefore no Scout of the Year presentation. This year, same scenario, winter meetings get canceled, and I must say, there was absolutely zero wavering by Roberta and by Linda not to find a venue to put this on. And I think that it just speaks volumes about who they are, what they've done at Roberta's direction to continue this program. Johnny, who has got the guts of a second-story burglar, pushed MLB. We were able to get the money. Sal reached out to his people and got the national award. And I really want to appreciate from all of us, Roberta, what you have done and find this venue in this kind of place like Vegas. When you said we were honoring 3 but only had 2, I thought you were my blackjack dealer last night. And I also want to say, and I certainly don't mean to put anyone on the spot, but Mr. Ricketts, thank you so much. To my knowledge, 37 years in the game, this is the first time I can remember an honor coming, and that just speaks volumes about you and what Scouts and Scouting means, so thank you. All right, before we get started, I got to have a little fun here at my buddy Johnny DePugle's expense. So, they send Johnny into Tennessee. He's going in to cross-check this guy. He gets to the ballpark early. He walks in, and Johnny doesn't look like the guy from Tennessee. He looks like, he's got a little Latin blood. Johnny looks like he's got the Miami look. So he gets his fellow that comes up to him with these bibbed overalls on, and he says, hey, you one of them there Scout fellers? And Johnny said, well, yeah, I'm a Scout. He says, well, where are you from? He said, well, I'm with the Washington Nationals. He says, well, where do you live? Miami. And he says, oh, well, you don't know anything about farming. And Johnny said, well, I go to the Dominican Republic, Panama, Venezuela, these countries that do a lot of farming, so yeah, I've been around it. I know a little bit. The old Tennessee guy spit his tobacco and he said, well, since you know a little bit, why a cow and a horse and a goat eat out of the same field and drink out of the same trough And yet, when it comes to manure, one of them is in big clumps, one of them is in little pellets, and one in big piles. And Johnny stepped back. He said, "Sir, I don't really know. I can't answer that." And the old farmer spit his tobacco and he said, "That's just what I thought. How can a fella that don't know shit find a professional baseball player?" Only for you, Johnny, because I love you. So it gives me a great honor to do this. Like I said, this is near and dear to all of our hearts, and Roberta asked me to MC it. I think I was the last person standing, so I won by default. But it is an honor, and to everyone here on the dais, thank you guys. Congratulations to all of you, certainly well earned. And one guy here had an unbelievable career as a player and wins a batting title, and he's got more nicknames than Carter's got liver pills, but now he ends up being the Scout of the Year, and I've known him for a long time and just thrilled to share this podium with him. So, with that being said, we'll start, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Nick Krall, Vice President and General Manager, Cincinnati Reds, to accept the East Coast Award for Jeff Brookins. Nick.
Roberta, Dan, Linda, thanks for having us. I really appreciate that. Jeff couldn't be here to accept this award, but I've got some remarks from him. And but first, it's my pleasure to accept the East Coast Scout of the Year award on behalf of Jeff Brookins. Jeff is one of the most positive individuals I've been around in baseball, and he's always a team-first guy. Tremendous, embodies the work ethic, loyalty, professionalism, and evaluation skills that have made him a part of the Cincinnati Reds scouting community for a long time. He's also deceptively funny and probably the most unlikely person to call somebody dude. He's extremely humbled to be recognized by this group and is honored by the great prestigious group of winners from the Cincinnati Reds that include Tony Ribello, Gene Bennett, Rex Bowen, and Jeff and Larry Barker. I'd like to share a few messages with some of the people whose lives he touched that I reached out to, some players he signed and folks he worked with. First, Devin Mesoraco, who he drafted in the first round, wrote to me, "Jeff is the nicest person I've met in baseball, and I've met a lot of nice people. He never misses a birthday, Christmas, or special occasion. He would drive every off-season just to take me to lunch and see how I'm doing. I'm glad we still talk and keep in touch. He's a great human being." Chris Heisey, who was drafted out of Division III school in the 15th round by Jeff, wrote, I don't have any specific stories really, but I can share. But I have a ton of respect and admiration for Jeff. He was always so kind to me and my family, and I owe him a ton for taking a chance on me as a Division III kid. He certainly is great at his job. And Chris Buckley, who was his longtime scouting director, said, "The first time I met Jeff, I knew it would be hard to find him. I knew it wouldn't be hard to find him at the ballpark because he's always the best dressed scout at the game. He's a true professional in every sense of the word, a very loyal employee and friend who brings a lot of laughs and experiences. Jeff has added tremendous value to the Cincinnati Reds since day one. He's a great scout, but an even better person." So I want to also read some remarks from Jeff since he couldn't be here. "I wish I could have been at the ceremony this evening to accept this award. However, the current situation did not allow that to happen. I would like to begin by congratulating the other nominees, Ralph, Jesse, and Louie, and wish them the best on their special night. I would like to thank my family. None of this would have been possible without the support of my wife, Kim, my daughter, Tiffany, and son-in-law, Jeff. My scouting journey started with the Cubs and then the Brewers. For more than 17 years, I've worked for the Reds, which was the best opportunity of my career and a lot of fun along the way. I'm very appreciative of Terry Reynolds and Paul Pearson, who were the scouting director and assistant scouting director at the time, and Wilma Mann, who interviewed me. Those three are responsible for me being a part of the Reds organization. I'm grateful to be associated with an organization that treats you as part of the team, no matter if baseball-related or of a personal nature. The Reds care about their people and have shown and continue to show compassion to me and my family. I appreciate Nick accepting this award for me, and I thank the Scout of the Year program for recognizing the achievements of the members of the scouting community. Again, congratulations to all, and thank you.
Next, we'll have Ron Maroney, cross-checker with the Atlanta Braves, to introduce the Midwest Scout of the Year, Mr. Ralph Garr.
Thanks, Dan. I also want to give a special thanks to Roberta and her wonderful staff. Dinner last night was really outstanding. Thank you. And congratulations to all of the honorees tonight. It's well-deserved achievements. I'm extremely honored to be here tonight representing the Atlanta Braves and to introduce a longtime Braves Major League player, Braves Hall of Famer, and Brave Scout Ralph Garr Sr. It's very special to me because I consider Ralph my dad. I call him my baseball dad. So I know we didn't expect to inherit a 56-year-old dependent tonight. We're in Vegas and strange things happen. You know, when I got this assignment, my wife, she asked me a bunch of times, how are you going to pull this off? What are you going to say about Ralph? And it was very, very easy to me. Two things come to mind when I think of Ralph. I've known him for a long time. And those two things are love and passion. I look forward, when I first met Ralph at the ball games, I used to look forward to those, I call them those Ralph Garr dad hugs. Every time he sees me at the ballpark, he just comes up to me, asks about my family, gives me a big hug and a kiss, and just checks on me, asks how you doing on the road, how's everything going. And those are things you never forget. Everybody loves this man. And when I say everybody, from your Braves family loves you, your Buck O'Neil Scouts Association family loves you, the scouting family in general, with this award you're being honored with tonight. And most of all, your wife and your beautiful family love you. The second thing is the passion that Ralph brings to the game. If any of you, and I know a lot of you have been at the ballpark to him, you know what I'm talking about. You know, last night at dinner we got to talking about some former players that we've seen in our careers, and he just about came across the table. I mean, he gets really, really excited. I remember one story we talked about it, Ralph. We were in there to see the left-handed pitcher that's in the Braves organization. This guy was going to be a first-round pick, and it was a playoff game. He threw a no-hitter, and he hit one home run, two home runs that game? I think he hit two. He hit 2 home runs. And at the time, I was working with Oakland A's. And just about everybody was looking to draft this young man. And on the way out of the ballpark, Ralph's already on the phone. And he's going through the phone. This kid is going to the top of my list. He threw a no-hitter. He hit 2 home runs, which is great because we're a National League club. And if we don't take these guys, I may choke all of them. I was with Chris Patera. I was with Oakland. I said, well, I kind of got an idea who's going to take this young man. And those stories, he's got a bunch of those stories with Ralph. I just love him. I'd be mistaken if I didn't talk a little bit about how good of a ball player this man was. Just check out some of these numbers. Ralph played at Grambling State University. In 1966, he hit .562, which led all of college baseball. He was selected by Atlanta Braves in the 3rd round of the 1967 amateur draft. Debuted with the Austin Braves and led the Texas League to 32 stolen bases. In 1969, he led the International League with a .329 average and 63 stolen bases. In 1970, he was hitting .386 with 39 stolen bases when he reached the major leagues for good. And he became the regular left fielder for Atlanta Braves in 1971. 1974, he was a National League All-Star, National League batting champ, and led the National League in hits. He was a 2-time triples leader in the major leagues. Scored 100 runs in 1971. Had 3 200-hit seasons. Think about that. 3 200-hit seasons. All of these things I've mentioned about Mr. Garr, none of this could have happened without the support of his beautiful wife, his lovely wife, and his family. I met this movie for the first time at this year's World Series. We had a wonderful time. But I felt like I'd known her my whole life because of the way Ralph Sr. and Ralph Jr. talk about her. Remember, we can't achieve anything without love and support along the way. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize Mr. Ralph Barr. One of those Ralph hugs. Everybody should get one.
I'm not really a guy that writes a lot of speeches or anything. I'm basically all off the top guy. Mr. Berger, it's an honor to be honored by your peers. That means a lot. Mr. Jennings, I remember when you started out here, we had a lot of wonderful times together. It just makes me feel good all over. To accept awards like this. Actually, Mr. Chairman, because it ain't got nothing to do with no salaries. Because God has been good to me. And I thank Him every day. You know, it's a lot of things that go on in the world, here and there, and you don't have much control over. But the few things that you do, try to do the best you can. And treat all people with dignity and respect. And being a part of the Braves organization makes me feel even more worthy of accepting this award as Scout of the Year because of the way that the Braves have supported me and my family in so many ways. And they have, we just, Mr. Schilling and Mr. McGurk and our general manager, you know, Alex and Douglas and Dixie Keller and all the wonderful people in our organization. I can't tell y'all, I think you're missing somebody not being a part of the Braves organization. It's a wonderful organization. And we don't claim to be the best, we just work hard to make everybody know that we're going to give them a hard day's work every day. And the Braves is just, you know, and for me to be accepting an award as a Brave Scout, it just fills me up all over every day. You know what I'm saying? And for the people to, like I said, for your peers, when things come from your peers, it means a lot. Because those are the people that really know you more than anybody. And then for me to be able to do some of the things in the game that I've done thus far, it's more than a blessing. And to be receiving this award on the anniversary of the death of Mr. Henry Aaron thrilled my heart to the most. And if you look back and you see the Braves organization raising such people as Chipper Jones, you know what I'm saying? And all the Hall of Famers, Mr. Bobby Cox, and all the people that's in the Braves organization, it just, what can you really say? It's just a blessing to be part of an organization that contributes so much to the game of baseball every day and help keep the baseball an upstanding game that it is. And Mr. Aaron, his blueprint is all over everything in the Braves organization. He was the head of modern league operation and everything, and he and Mr. Paul Snyder gave me my job. And Henry Aaron, the one gave our manager his job. So, and he even have a son that worked with Mr. Dusty Baker on the Braves side, Dusty Baker. So the Braves have done so many good things, it just thrills your heart to be able to compete against a wonderful organization as the Braves organization. So, and then to look back over the World Series and to see Dusty Baker out there, whom we raised, and he trying to beat us, it really thrills my heart more than anything in the world. And I know Mr. Aaron is smiling all over to watch the wonderful series that the Braves and the Astros put on. And for me to be able to sit there in Houston and go out and watch Dusty Baker manage, and to have seen all these wonderful players, and like I said, Chipper Jones from the day he started till he reached the Hall of Fame, I watched him all the way, boy. So it just makes you feel good all over when you have your peers give you this type of recognition. And when you have owners and stuff that show up like this and to support us like it is, that makes the baseball the wonderful game that it is, and that's why they call this America's game, because it is. And I'm so glad to be a part of this organization. And thank God for y'all time and patience, and be safe.
I gotta believe Mr. Aaron is looking down on you smiling right now, for sure. No doubt about it. I was gonna have some fun at his expense, Miss Ruby, but I met you and I thought, I can't say this. She's such a sweetheart lady. But I remember one time watching the Dean Martin roast, and they were roasting Maury Wills. And Dean Martin made a comment. He said, Maury Wills, the only player to be thrown out at home 4 times in 1 week, 3 times by his wife. I was going to have some fun at your expense, David, but I couldn't do it. So Jesse Flores, who is the West Coast recipient, could not be here. And Roberta is going to set it up so that next year he can receive his award and give his presentation. And we want to make sure that if you see him, talk to him, call him, congratulate him, and we'll put him on the back burner for next year to give him his opportunity to speak. Next, I'm going to introduce Joe Salermo, who's the Director of International Scouting for the San Francisco Giants, to present the 2020 International Award posthumously to Pablo Peguero. Joe?
Good evening. Please be patient with me. This is the first time I'm using reading glasses. It's a sign of I'm getting older. So,
it only gets worse.
Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. I think this is a great night to be here. This room is filled with success, knowledge, and passion for our game. I also want to say congratulations to all the recipients, and thank you to the executive committee and Roberta for putting this great event together. I have some quick notes on our 2020 International Scout of the Year Award winner. A man that was bigger than life in the scouting world in his native country of the Dominican Republic and in Latin America. Pablo Peguero signed as a catcher with the Dodgers in 1973. He played 8 years of minor league baseball. After his playing career was over, he moved over to the scouting center, where he spent 20 years as a scout and as a director of DR operations for the Dodgers. After the Dodgers, he went to the arch rival, the San Francisco Giants, where he spent the last 16 years of his life overseeing scouting and player development as a director of DR operations. He was a general manager for 4 different teams in the Dominican Republic Winter League, dedicating 18 years of his life to Winter League baseball. He was also the general manager for the national team that played in the 1999 Pan Am Games in Winnipeg, Canada. Pablo is credited for signing or recommending over 40 Major League Baseball players, which is an incredible feat. Some notable players were Pedro Martinez, Adrian Beltre, Raul Mondesi, and currently Luis Castillo of the Cincinnati Reds. As you can see, the man, the legend, was exceptional at his job. But where he most shined was outside the game. He was like a super utility player that could do it all. Not only was he exceptional in the baseball world, but also as a human being, a father, a husband, a grandfather, and a friend. He brought respect, laughter, and love to those around him. He taught us how to scout and be a family man at the same time, when we know that in this business, it's an uphill battle. He opened his home to many that knew him and gave advice to many that seeked it. But what really touched Pablo were his wife, son, daughter, grandkids, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, sisters, and of course, on occasion, some good Dominican music. On Sunday, he would share time with them at the beach, his house in Juan Dolio, restaurants, or wherever he could spend time with them. But his relationship with his son was one of incredible feat. It was extraordinary. It was the perfect father and son combination. He spent many minutes, hours, days guiding his son through baseball and life. And today, Pablo is smiling from the heavens. Not only is he here in spirit receiving this award, but his son was recently named Director of International Scouting for the San Francisco Giants. And also, as a first-year general manager for the Estrellas team in Winter League, he is guiding them to the finals as we speak right now. So tonight, I thank God that he was part of my life as a friend, co-worker, and other father figure. And that's why I'm so proud to present this 2020 International Scout of the Year Award to his daughter, Patsy.
Good night to everyone. First of all, please excuse my brother Felix Figueroa, who for reasons beyond his control could not be present here today, but his heart and thoughts are with us. I'm going to read to you these words that he prepared to this very special moment. Extremely honored to be here today accepting this 2020 Scout of the Year award on behalf of my father, Pablo Peguero. Dad was a dedicated baseball and family man. His passion for the game was only comparable for his passion to life. Through his career in the game as a player and a scout, he found his best friends and family. For some reason, that like the West Coast, as he only worked with Dodgers and Giants, who happened to be rivals. Our father was a man of work, dedication, and focus. During his life, he touched the hearts of many people, and being here is an example of that. Thanks to the committed the Scout of the Year for this recognition, and San Francisco Giants represented by Joe Salerno, for this confidence in his work and his person. We are, and always will be, a baseball family. Again, thank you very much, very, very much.
Beautiful tribute, very beautiful, both of them. The manager just sent me down. We have a new rookie coming up.
You know, Ralph, going back again, he's doing something. There's one thing that's another, but for me, to come back up here again, I feel good about that. But what I didn't do, and you can't do that, not as a man and live, you know what I'm saying? I did not introduce my loving wife and son there. I would like for my loving wife to stand Ruby. forget that. She do so much. And my loving son now, he's been scouting for 20 years, and he's in the Phillies organization, and we're going to whoop him again this year. My son has really been a wonderful scout, signed a lot of good ball players. He signed Walker, you guys, or whatever they call it. He's over there with them Phillies, and they are rough too, but that's a good thing. But I'm just so thankful and blessed in so many ways and so happy tonight. And I want to tell y'all are, it's just a wonderful family of people, and I wish you to be a part of it. And thank y'all for letting me
You know when they call the press box and they get the arrow overturned and it changed? You just got your arrow overturned, so it's all right, moving on. Gives me honor to introduce Mr. Jed Hoyer, President, Baseball Operations, to present to Louis Elhaia the 2021 International Award.
Thank you, DJ. It's a good thing you didn't go last, huh? Well, first of all, congrats to everyone up here. Everyone here has accomplished so much, and all the speeches have been fantastic. First off, I just want to thank Roberta and everyone who put on this amazing event. As I said earlier, I think when this is the winter meetings, it's the best, and everyone turns out. And obviously, with COVID, in so many aspects of life right now, we can't do exactly what we want to do. But the fact that you guys really did everything in your power to make sure we had an event honoring these recipients is amazing. So thanks for all the work on that. And then to really everyone in the room that's involved in scouting, it was thank you. I think that it shows what a great community it is. Whether it's international or amateur or professional. I think we all love the game when we do these jobs, but I think no one sacrifices more than scouts on the road all the time, getting the real information. So thanks for everything. Thanks for turning out tonight, but thanks for everything you guys do all the time. I've known Louis Elhaia, you're much better scout than announcer.
I needed Vanna to flip one more about. We don't have names like that in Alabama.
I've known Louis for 20 years. We started on the same day in March of 2002 with the Red Sox. John Henry just bought the team, and Louis came over as his hand-picked international scouting director, and us young guys from the Red Sox were all curious to see what this guy was all about. Who's the guy that John Henry had to have? He had to bring Louis over to do international, and then David Chad over to do amateur. And it was really quick that we figured out exactly what Louis was all about. This guy is a fantastic evaluator. He's confident. He's gregarious. And at that point, he'd walk around the office bragging about this Miguel Cabrera kid he signed and how good he was. So he had some instant credibility right away. But I look back now at the time we spent together with the Red Sox, and the same traits that he's exhibited with the Cubs, he exhibited with the Red Sox the whole time. Louis has this infectious positivity and energy. People love being around him. Any day that Louis is in the office, any day you're on a conference call with Louis, it's a better call. It's a better day in the office. He's so positive. He's got so much energy, and he loves players. And that's one of the things I would say that I really learned from Louis is that he goes into every ballpark, any call. He wants to like players. He wants to be positive, and I think that's something in our game that it's always easy to pick holes in guys and think about what they can't do. And Louis taught all of us really early, focus on what a guy can do. We had a lot of success in Boston, and Louis was a huge part of that. And then he left and went to the Pirates, and then the Cubs. And we reconnected in 2011. Theo and I came into the Cubs, and we come in, and Louis has been there for 3 years, and he's been doing incredible work with the Cubs at that point. and had already really established himself throughout the organization as one of the key evaluators and one of the best employees in the organization at that point. And I have to tell you that what he did while we were building up what we thought was a championship caliber organization when we first got there was nothing short of Herculean and really spectacular. He was simultaneously he was building and designing the Dominican Academy. He was signing Jorge Soler as a 21-year-old Cuban for $30 million, and putting the final touches on one of the best July 2nd classes I've ever seen with Eloy Jimenez and Gleyber Torres. And he was doing that all at the same time, and really just as incredible a couple-year run of any employee I've ever seen. And whether it's signing Wilson Contreras, signing Soler, who I mentioned, signing Torres, who we traded to Chapman. I think when you look back on not only the World Series in 2016, but if you look back on that whole run that we had for 4 or 5 years when we were at the top of the league, I mean, Louis' fingerprints are all over that. So. His impact also goes well beyond World Series titles and signing all-star players. I think he's been a mentor to so many scouts. There's a loyalty among his staff that's really second to none. His scouts love him. They want to stay with him, and that's a testament to who he is as a person and who he is as a boss. And I think all of us within the Cubs organization have learned a lot about how to be a better boss by watching how Louis manages his employees. He's also been an incredible representative of the Cubs organization, the Ricketts family, internationally. He's always done the right thing, said the right thing, and really represented the Cubs in the highest light, which is fantastic. As DJ mentioned, on behalf of Tom Ricketts, who's here tonight, I think Louis is a friend of Tom's, but also I think he sees how the incredible impact he's had on the organization. But for him to be here, I think says volumes. But I'm so proud to present this ring to Louis as a 2021 Scout of the Year. I can't imagine anything more earned over an incredible career in baseball. He's been, like I said, he's been an incredible scout, employee, mentor, father, husband, and just a fantastic person. And like I said, no one's more deserving of this award. Couldn't be more honored to present it to him. Louis.
First, I'd like to thank Roberta and all the wonderful people associated with this great award. The work you do to keep this going and the love and passion you put in is truly remarkable. Thank you for making this an amazing experience for me and my family. Thank you, Johnny and Sal, and all those who voted. There's no greater honor than to be recognized by your peers, especially when there are so many that are just as deserving. It was a definite wow moment when I got the call and looked back at all the scouting legends that have been acknowledged with this award over the years. I'm also honored to be joining this exclusive fraternity with the other honorees, Ralph Carr, Jeff Brookins, and my friend Jesse Flores. I'm especially thrilled to be up here with Patsy and share the stage with her to honor her father, the great Pablo Peguero. I feel I'm here because of others that have helped me and guided me not only in my career but in life. And if not for them, none of this would be possible. First and foremost, I have to acknowledge and thank my parents. My mother and father came to this country escaping Castro's Cuba in the mid-60s. Met in Miami and spent the next 50 years together. My folks taught me the importance of hard work, desire, and perseverance. And through that, and through these values, anything is possible. Thanks, Mom and Dad. To my wife, Marcy, I thank God every day for allowing us to cross paths when we did. You brought peace, love, and stability in my life, but more importantly, you gave me a reason to come home. You also gave me the greatest gift a man could receive while on this earth, his children. Olivia and Matthew. I never knew what unconditional love was until you came along. From the moment you were born and for the rest of my days, everything I do for you, so that you are able to pursue all your dreams. I thank the three of you for providing the love and support I need to be able to accomplish that. Love you guys. Others that are here tonight that I would like to acknowledge. Former colleagues, Oneri Flita, James Orr, and Sam Hughes. Sam, of course, is the son of the legendary Gary Hughes. And as Jim Hendry once said, if you don't like Gary Hughes, then you don't like ice cream. Well, I love ice cream, and I love Gary even more. Cheers, Sam. Thanks for being here. And of course, Tom, thanks for coming. Surprised me with this today, and it means a lot that you're here. And of course, thanks for being here representing Cubs and being here for my family. My journey here began in 1992 with the expansion Florida Marlins. The man that opened that door for me was Al Avila. Al had been my college coach at St. Thomas University and was with the Marlins running their Latin American operations. Al took the time to introduce me to Gary Hughes, Warren Freeman, and Jim Hendry. Along with Al, they gave me my first scouting opportunity. It was amazing starting out under these men on both the amateur and international side. Thank you to them for showing me how to impact an organization on so many different levels. I had some other great mentors impacting me during that time. Jax Robertson, Dick Egan, Murray Cook, Mike Russell, Tim Schmidt, Jesus Alou, and Cheryl Evans. Others that broke in with me that I still call friends, David Chad, John Watson, Dave Finley, and Miguel Garcia. Led by Dave Dombrowski, this scouting group helped build the '97 World Championship Club and also had a tremendous impact on DJ's 03 World Champion Marlins. These are the people and experience that helped lay the foundation for my career. Winning a World Series was definitely the common theme when I arrived in Boston in 2002. From ownership on down, that was the mission. From day one, Theo Epstein promised to deliver a world championship and a scouting and player development machine. It was a think tank of both traditional methods and fresh ideas on how to find undervalued talent. That time not only spawned multiple World Series winners, starting with the '04 championship, but also many future leaders would emerge from that group. Jed Hoyer, Ben Sherrington, Brian O'Halloran, Amiel Sadeh, Josh Burns, Raquel Ferreira, to name a few. And great evaluators and colleagues, David Chad, Tom Moore, Dave Finley, James Orr, Johnny DePuglia, and Jason McLeod. Thank you to all of them for always making me feel part of that fraternity. Then it was off to Pittsburgh, where I spent 5 years as a special assistant to the GM under Dave Littlefield and later Neil Huntington. Also working alongside some great baseball men, Pete Vukovich, Jax Robertson, Roy Smith, Jesse Flores, Doug Strange, and John Mercurio. There were challenges for sure, but the goal was to get the Pirates back in the playoffs. And eventually that was accomplished when Neil and company went on to a three-year playoff run between 2013 and 2015. By then, of course, I was in Chicago. And Chicago is where I have been for the last 13 years. I truly feel these have been the best years of my life, both on and off the field. So many flashbulb moments. Marrying Marcy, the birth of my kids, and going on the greatest winning stretch in Cubs history, highlighted, of course, by our World Championship in 2016. I have to thank Jim Hendry, Oneri Flita, Gary Hughes, Tim Wilkin, and Randy Bush for making me a Cub in December of 2008. And of course, Theo and Jed for keeping me around when they arrived in 2011. Much like in Boston, breaking the World Series drought was the goal. Jim came close with a few playoff appearances of his own and raising the bar at Wrigley. Rather than build on that, Theo and Jed had other plans. tear it down and build it back up in order to construct an organization that can have sustained success. Mission accomplished. Thank you to them and our owner, Tom Ricketts, for giving us the support needed to get the job done. Jed, I'm really excited for what the future holds and look forward to helping you build the next great Cubs team. To my staff members and fellow teammates, many of whom are here today, led by my collaborator and consigliere, Alex Suarez. Thank you so much for the work and dedication you all put in on a daily basis in order to achieve our common goal. You guys are the true Super Scouts, and I share this award with all of you. In closing, thank you to all the players, because in the end, it's all about the players. Whether you were a big leaguer or a minor leaguer, an all-star or a non-prospect, a world champion, an MVP, or a certain Triple Crown winner. I hope I've made a great impact on all your lives as you have on mine. Thank you, and go Cubs.
Ralph, we're going to also correct a mistake that we made. So as you know, our board certainly starts basically and ends with Linda. She's like the baseball angel to all of us. She keeps the torch burning in such a positive way. But there are others on this board who also bounce things off of her. She bounces off of us. And we usually have wine and reach a decision, and so far they've been pretty good. But Linda Pereira, I want to recognize Mr. Johnny over here. And then two of our boards who are not here, Grady Fuson as well as Gene Watson. Both of those guys could not be in attendance, but they send their best. Also, I want to recognize the people in the room who have been past recipients. If you would, please stand up. And now the part of the program that I honestly hate. You hear words every year: love, passion, the Scouts. We become each other's family on the road. You know the importance of one another, and when you're in a town or a city or a country and something goes wrong, or you need, you need a dentist, you need something in a town. And it truly is it's a family. It's a fraternity that evolves into a family, and you know each other's wives, and you know each other's children. And it's just a beautiful part of our game that those of us who've been fortunate enough to be involved in, it is the heart and soul of the greatest sport in the world. And so we've missed a couple of years, and we've lost some legends. We've truly lost some legends in the game that what they did in the game, it's truly remarkable when you think of some of these men and the impact that they've had on the game, organizations, players, and what they've passed along to those of us as understudies that we will carry with us. And their legacy will live forever because of what they did when they were here, who they were, and what they have passed to us, and they will forever live in this game. And it's a who's who, and I'm going to take a moment to recognize them, and we'll have a moment of silence in their honor. George Zuro, Art Stewart, Gary Hughes, Bill Brick, Orrin Freeman, Bart Braun, Jim Crawdaddy Crawford, Jim Fergosi Jr., Jay Hankins, Dean Youngward, Lon Joyce, Matt Keogh, Paul Kirsch, Benny Looper, Matt Nerlin, Scott Reed, Phil Rizzo, Rudy Santine, Tommy Thompson, Dick Tidrow, PJ Draxeth, and one of our former members or board of directors, Roland Heeman. And if I've left anyone out, please stand up and give us their name. This was an extensive search to make sure we showed proper respect. And if we forgot someone, please, let's recognize them now. Omar Malve. Darren Ronback. If you will, join me in a moment of silence that we can...
Charles Peterson.
Charles Peterson, thank you. Let's have a moment of silence in their honor. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Bird, this is your part that you love.
Oh, yeah.
We do apologize for those names we missed. It was just, again, we tried to research and be as respectful as we could, and truly legends. And I think we're all better for having been in contact with those men and ladies and what they've meant to our great game. I will help you.
Okay, we'd like to thank all the Major League clubs that helped us produce this wonderful evening. Each one of them contributes to the cause, and for that we are very thankful. Major League Baseball also gives us a contribution, and we'd like to acknowledge John D'Angelo for his help in this contribution.
Also like to recognize the East Coast Pro Showcase for their donations and contributions.
And we have Don Fair. Don was generous enough to make these beautiful jewelry cases for the gentlemen that have the Scout of the Year logo on them. And they produced the rings for this year's Scout of the Year recipients.
Scott Paulson. You may want to talk about Scott. But Scott Paulson, who we all know, we see in and around, and has been a part of this program, to my knowledge, since since we've started. Yes.
And of course, we'd like to acknowledge our international Scout sponsors, and that's Rich Hazen, and also Sal. Thank you for your help. Also, I want to thank the board and all their help through this year. And it's been a difficult year, but we made it through. So thanks to all of them. Thanks to all of you for attending. We really, truly appreciate it. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. Stay, eat, drink, be merry.